What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Kangaroothless, and I'm bringing you the third game of the series between BadMrFrosty and ToJo. They are playing in the StarCraftCentral.net Golden Under tournament. This will be game 3 of potentially 5. We will see. BadMrFrosty took the first 2 wins pretty much by outmacroing his opponent and going crazy builds. Well, not crazy builds really, but just going builds that ToJo was unprepared for. Last game was Roach Meter, the game before was just Roach Hydra into lots of Corruptors. So ToJo's Mass Colossus build just did not fare well against a lot of Corruptors, especially when Frosty used Corruption and just took down those Colossus and Void Rays so fast. That's pretty funny. But 1 second here. Sorry about that, man. It's been one of those days. Let's get the names here. BadMrFrosty is the blue Zerg, and the pink Protoss is ToJo. Spawning in the bottom left. It's been a long day. If I'm a little bit weird right now, it's been because I've been casting all day and I'm tired. I'm still trying to validate sites for my job. So yeah, I'm like working 2 jobs right now. I'm casting games, which is the job I don't get paid to do, or more like a hobby, really. And then the job. Well, I can provide some ideas for you. Actually, there's a lot of good Protoss players out there if you know where to look. And you can get a Protoss to coach you on how to play Protoss versus Zerg. And there's a lot of nice builds against Zerg. On this map, it's really smart to go, you can go a Void Ray expand, actually. It's really hard for them to Roachling all in you in this map. Cannon contains work as well. You can just put some cannons back here. If he goes 15 hatch, build a forge and then put some cannons back here, and it will delay this expansion. The expansion does go down, so Frosty gets his 15 hatch. Major win for Frosty. ToJo is making his gateway. He's making an earlier gas. So I like that he's making an earlier gas. If Frosty is not careful with this drone, this will get picked off. But he's going to run away. So ToJo is doing a lot better job this time around. He needs to make a Cybernetics core immediately. He doesn't need to be chasing down this drone. This probe is doing a good job just running around scouting, but will get picked off by these workers, so that will do it for that. Now, what ToJo can honestly do here is go for like a 3-gate or something and hide a pylon somewhere and then just like harass the heck out of this. Frosty is surprised that he caught that probe. Is he going to fall for it again? Oh no, oh no, oh no, he does get stuck. He's not paying attention to his probe and he will get picked off. So 2 probes down for ToJo. Look at the income tab, 17 to 15. That's not a place where you want to be. Oh buddy. 1 queen and 4 Zerglings on the way for Frosty. ToJo's getting out his first Stalker and starting on that Warp Great Research, so very nice. This build makes a lot more sense than the last builds that he's been doing. He could now throw down a Stargate. Stargate is actually really nasty on this map, but he's going to go ahead and throw down a second gateway. Chrono that Cybernetics core again. That's pretty nice. And he needs more probes. He only has... He doesn't even have 16. He needs about 10 more probes and then he'll be in good shape. Oof, that's not a good number. So these Lings will come out across the map, gain the Zonaga Watchtowers. This probe is gonna take the other Zonaga Watchtower. Or will he? He's being pretty sneaky. Let's see what this little probe is up to. So let's follow this flight of this probe. We'll parry the probe, get into any shenanigans. I guess he's checking for a fast third. Okay, he's going to mine minerals in this far away patch and then run straight back. And this will actually give him a nice little tour of the entire map. If he had actually gone down, he could have seen if Zerg had decided to go for some sort of fast hatchery at the gold. Zerglings will scout in here that there's no expansion up yet. And it really doesn't show up until about the 7-minute mark or 8-minute mark. So now if ToJo wants to expand, he's going to need more minerals. He's going to need to place a pylon down here. And he's going to make a lot more sentries if he needs to, if he's going to expand. Pylon has gone down for ToJo, not scouted by Frosty. So if he decides to put on some aggression, ToJo will be in very good shape. ToJo has now had 3 sentries and a zealot and a stalker. And let's see if he is chrono boosting it out more probes. That is very nice. And so now it looks like this is a much healthier this base is much healthier now. So now ToJo will push out with a couple of zealots. It will take care of these zerglings. And yeah, these zerglings do have speed, so they will get out of there. They will. Goodness, that guy is fast. He's just like, whew, he's like on crack there. Move it, Zerglin, move it. He will finally get back to base and be safe. But this proxy pylon is already down, and this probe can make another pylon here. He needs to start poking away. Oh man, this is going to be pretty nasty. Spines are going up kind of late for Frosty. He needs to save this base if he can. These zealots are going to do great for tanking damage. He's going to force field off the ramp. ToJo might be in trouble. If he can focus fire down this spine crawler, Frosty will be in a lot of trouble, but one spine crawler does go down. These zealots are going to start picking away at more of these. Oh, he's going to just keep on focus firing this. Okay, now this harass will get shut down. There are plenty of probes out here to tank a lot of damage. And ToJo, let's look at the units lost tab. Zerg comes out slightly behind on that. Don't run in with these zealots. ToJo, what are you doing? No, no, man. No. Alright, you don't need to do that. That was not worth it. So, that was kind of silly. But Frosty will be plenty safe with these 4 spine crawlers. You can also just go back to droning up, because there's no way ToJo can attack him or anything. Either drone up or just like spam roaches and go kill him. Overlords are moving out across the map. This Overlord is positioned quite nicely in the corner of ToJo's base where he cannot spot it. This pylon is still up and has not been scouted. Frosty is supply locked and needs to make more Overlords. Okay. So he's starting on his Galil Reconstitution. This is very nice. Uh-oh, but ToJo's going to get a nice little free win here. He's going to pick off these Overlords. Bad rally by Frosty. You just cannot have Overlords running around in the middle of the map like that. They need to be accompanied. And what you can also do is send out these roaches and go to pick off these stalkers. He's not being very active with these guys, and they're just sitting in his base, and as a result they will probably not be able to do anything. These stalkers do not need to poke down here. That'd be a very bad idea. These stalkers will pull back. Great job on the harass there. 4 kills, 2 kills, and 1 kill. Whew! Oh, buddy. So, Frosty is supply locked again. He is now, okay, now he's not supply locked. Now he can afford to make units because he lost so many Overlords. Look how much gas he has compared to, look how much his minerals. He hasn't moved up in tech very much. He is still on layer. And he hasn't thrown up any other tech. He could go mutas on this map, and it's really nasty. He needs to take a 3rd. He's making more drones. I don't have an issue with this. It's just kind of late. He should be on his 3rd by now. ToJo will come in, and let's see, a robotics facility and a gateway, so 4-gate robo. You can honestly afford 5-gate robo off of 2 base. Needs to be making more probes at each expansion. More probes would do him quite nicely. Let's look at the income tab. 36-35, both players are relatively even. More production. So, okay, this Overseer will get a scout of everything that is going on. I like Frosty's Overseer timing. At least he does make Overseer. A lot of Zergs out there choose not to. Now look at all that gas. I mean, ToJo could just make a ridiculous amount of sentries right now. Like an insane amount of sentries. He just has so much gas. Finally making 4 sentries. Thank goodness. I think he must have heard me. He might be listening to my cast secretly. Units tab. He needs to make an observer as well. Neither player's doing anything. Infestation pit going on for Frosty. That's a nice little mix-up right there. He is getting burrow and tunneling claws. So since ToJo has not made an observer yet, Frosty could move in with his roaches and 1A. Literally. And let's look at their nice little mohawks. There they are. Nice little mohawks for these roaches. They now look completely awesome. And so then now that they have the burrow movement, and yeah, now that they have the burrow movement, he needs to push out. Try to do some sort of harass. I mean, do something. Maintain some sort of semblance of map control. Let's see, where is this guy headed to? He is headed to all the way over here. You need to burrow, Frosty. You need to burrow, Frosty. Frosty, burrow your units. Press R. Press R, Frosty. Press R. Oh, goodness. Well, nice force field by ToJo. He will get three of these roaches, and this push is looking kind of nasty. It's a bit sentry heavy. If Frosty just burrowed his roaches, I mean, once you have burrow, use it. He will scout this observer, but not much your roaches can do about it, buddy. Be quite honest. Pathogen blend starting for Frosty. He's a little bit. Wow, he can afford a lot right now. Hydralisk going down as well. Frosty really needs to take a third. He cannot stay on 2 base against the Protoss. It just doesn't work. I also like to see a macro hatchery. This pylon will get sniped, and these roaches are going to move around to see what's going on at the third. Nothing's going on at the third. You should go ahead and expand, buddy. Be quite nice. This pylon will try to... Well, it will go down because Frosty will back away. Being a bit indecisive with his roaches. Not sure what to do with them. That is actually a really cool color. I like blue on roaches. Blue roaches with those little spikes. They look so cool. I might have to start doing blue Zerg just because they look so cool. So I think would be really awesome is if you burrowed these roaches, moved up under these units and just started sniping away, do some sort of burrow micro. 26 lings are out on the way. This observer will come back. Not sure where he is headed. He's actually just going to camp up over here. Very nice spot for the observer. These roaches need to be careful or they're going to get force fielded. Not very good force fields for ToJo. But he has plenty of energy on these guys, so it's a lot of energy. Now he needs to be careful in engaging this. He just has so many force fields. But these roaches are just going to be able to pick away this entire army. Now that the infestors are out, they need to fungal. Oh my goodness, that is just... Oh, thank you, Frosty, you're finally moving out. He needs to be careful with these guys. He needs to be careful. He has an observer. He's going to fungal. He's going to fungal these units, and he's going to run up in here. Now Frosty needs to go ahead and run away with these roaches. They're not going to be able to get through this. But the observer's been picked off. No, it hasn't. There we go. So he needs to be careful with these, Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness, that was sloppy. But he did lose all of his sentries, so now ToJo is in a lot of trouble. Warping in 5 more stalkers behind this. If Frosty... Yes, he does pick off... bemoaning why he doesn't go in faster, because they're pretty hard to control, honestly. More roaches out. ToJo can probably just keep warping and stuff and has a void ray out. That's kind of nasty. He's also starting Ascendant Thermal Lance. These stalkers will get shoot off. And yeah, that's going to be really nasty. It looks like Frosty accidentally shot one of his own roaches. Not much going on, just a lot of sitting back in our base. Roaches are pushing out. And this will be pretty nasty. You have burrow, dude. I don't know what you're doing. You have burrow. But what he could stand to do actually is get a neural parasite and then just neural parasite anything dangerous like these. This right here. ToJo can honestly afford to just spam sentries right now. He has so much gas. It'd be very nice if he went and made a few sentries. Doop 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 doop. Nothing going on. This base is mined out. ToJo has not expanded. Frosty has taken his third at least and is making 2 gas geysers. Another cool trick you can do with roaches is once you have this burrowed movement underground, you burrow these guys and they heal up really quickly. He has that +2 for his roaches. That's pretty nice. Hydralisks are on the way. No groove spines though. Not much in the way of creep spread. Guess this is better than, you know, what you can hope for. And he's also taking that third and fourth gas. This will help out tremendously. You could transfer some of these drones now that this base is about dried up. Let's look at the income tab. 45 to 55. Frosty could use about 30 more harvesters. ToJo could use about 20 more harvesters. That really helps you remake armies really fast. So anyways, doopy-doopy-doo. Gonna move around, pick off this proxy pylon. Supply is 124 to 117. These hydras are gonna come and meet up with this roach hydra ball. And ToJo's gonna push out with this nasty little force. Now with... Does he have an observer? There's no observer. He needs to burrow. He really needs to burrow. He is going to fungal growth, and he can chain fungal at this point, only catching one of the void rays. So really nasty right there. He needs to spam infested Terran, spam infested Terran. But a lot of these void rays are almost dead. These things do great for DPS. Wow, that is incredible. So not focus firing the Colossus. This is a mistake on Frosty's part, but he's going to have plenty to pick off all of this. These Hydras are going to be able to, if they focus, there we go. He's going to be able to pick off the rest of this army. And now that he has won that battle for the middle of the map, he can just push in here and kill everything. He is going to pick off one of his own roaches, because that roach sucked anyways. Roach is totally bullshit. Hate roaches. He's engaging in a... He's not engaging in a very good place. It does get a fungal growth off, and that's going to take off a lot of health on these stalkers. A bunch of force fields going down, just to say, do not attack me. More roaches and hydras are on the way. Frosty has taken his fourth. Quite nice. Yep, that's out. It looks like he's going to try and attack this again. No more force fields for you, ToJo. That should do it. These guys do not deal any damage. And so he's just going to keep rallying units in here, and ToJo just doesn't have very much. Production tab shows a Dark Shrine for ToJo. Maybe if you can get out enough Dark Templar, you can come back in the game, but at this point, you're pretty far behind. More roaches streaming in, and Zerglings, and Hydras. So this is kind of what I was talking about when you don't have a lot of production, when you don't have a lot of... Uh-oh. There is only one Hydra here. He is going to be forced back. He did a lot of damage, though. That's actually a considerable amount of damage. Although ToJo hasn't really macroed that well, so he's going to be able to remake an army at least. Frosty, meanwhile, needs to make more harvesters. But has decided that he needs lots of units, and he needs them now. This drone is going to come along for the ride as well. Would like to see more Hydras. These drones are doing nothing. They could be over here mining. That would be quite nice. Yes, he will finally see that and will finally move the drones out to go mine. That will be plenty, plenty, plenty. Blink starting for ToJo. 2 more gateways going down. He started up his third. He has a Dark Shrine. He needs to just make in Dark Templar and go and, you know, harass. Not making any Dark Templar. For no reason here, I mean, just make Dark Templar. It doesn't take that long. Make these into warp gates. Oh, looks like he's going to go ahead and push out again. So, big old ball of Zerg units going to engage in a choke. This is never a good idea. He's going to lose so many of his... Oh, but nice fungal from Frosty. It's actually do considerable damage, but he needs Hydras in this mix so bad. That won't do much. Well, I might. Nah, not really. It will... ToJo throws down some force fields. Oh boy, man. Getting groove spines and then not getting Hydralisks. Frosty, you need to make Hydralisk, buddy. Make Hydralisk. Oy, 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 oy. Anyways. Let us see. Alright, he's going to push out with this nice little Doom push. And this might be enough to kill off Frosty. He's going to take off a lot of stuff. He's going to be able to chase away everything here. This Hydra will probably not be able to get away. Run away, Hydra! Gosh, they are so slow. Stalkers will finally catch up. He might have enough here to fend this off. That's going to be a lot of... It's going to take a lot of micro. So now Frosty's going to have a better concave because he's actually having Protoss engaged in a choke, but there's not any fungal bursts to take advantage of this. Now Frosty's in trouble. Nice force field at the ramp. And, yeah, that might just do it. He's going to pick off one of these Colossus. Very nice. Might pick off another Colossus. Nope. ToJo just can go in here and start killing stuff. This Roach is going to run right by and immediately die. So will this Hydra. So will this Roach. And that'll do it. That's GG.